Hello and welcome to the Her Effect podcast. I am Jamie Cross, your host, and I just summited the Incline. And man, taking that last step, it was the first accomplishment like this I ever did with Seth and Judah together. And the last 20 steps, we held hands and we took those last steps together. And man, I tell you what, I want to encourage you today. Every single one of us are on a summiting journey, and God has a plan and a purpose for your life, something very specific. And it is his plan for you is to advance his kingdom. It's to give you peace and hope and joy. But in this journey, I just want to talk about this last hour and a half hiking up this incline, which is a mile long incline, just steps the whole way. And Olympians do this to push their bodies. Military people come up here to push their bodies and to train. And this is a pastime stomping ground for me. It's a place where I've met myself in new ways. The very first time I ever did the incline, I remember I went with a friend of mine, Liz Johnson, who has actually passed away of cancer since we did this hike together. But I remember it was the very first time I ever did it. And she said, "Hey, Jamie, this is, we all know the incline's going to be really tough. And don't worry, there's going to be an out. If you can't make it right about, a little bit past the halfway mark, there's going to be a place where you can exit." And I remember Liz was ready to keep going. And I was not mentally prepared for the challenge. And so we exited out and did we took the out. But I've since done this incline now 6-7 times. And every single time it's a challenge. And I want to talk a little bit about what that means, because every single one of the women I'm talking to here have something that you're pursuing, whether it's business, you're pursuing a vision you have for your family and in your home. Maybe you're pursuing a career, whatever it is, you're pursuing some kind of vision. And a couple of the things that I was thinking about as I was going up this incline today is, first of all, there is a fall summit. And if you don't know that there's fall summits, then it's easy to get discouraged, because when you get to that summit, you think you're done. And then there's another, quarter mile to keep walking. And if you're not mentally prepared for the challenge, your mind will convince you that you can't make it. But guess what? Your body and your heart are actually built for toughness, for building. Your body can do a lot more than what you think you can do, and more than what you think it can do. And your heart is always willing. The Bible talks about how the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And I kind of think about the mind as this training ground. And the whole way up, I went into this now as sort of a little bit more seasoned, having been a hiker here. I didn't go into this thinking, can I do it? My question was, how long is it going to take me? And what tools am I going to need to get to the top? When I first started, it was, can I make it? And I had even giving myself an out in that way actually caused me to exit before my summit was complete, before my journey was done. One of the most powerful things that happened today that really has me thinking, and it's something that I think here at the Her Effect, it's what we're dedicating our lives to. About halfway up, I'll tell more stories about this particular journey today, but about halfway up, there was a man who I had paused and I was breathing heavy, and he goes, and I was with Judah and Seth, and he goes, "Hey family, keep going." And I was like, I don't know this person. And yet we're all in this journey together, undergoing the same process and the same pain together. And this summit and this incline has united us, even though none of us know each other. We're in it together. And he was there as a seasoned vet, cheering people on. And it actually gave me courage to keep going. And then I remember about 3/4 of the way up, he had already summited and was coming back down. He was like fist bumping the boys, like, "Hey buddy, good job. Hey man, I like your shirt." Judah's got this, this shirt on, this chicken with I don't even know, it's like this battled chicken airsoft thing. Anyways. And then I'm like passing him and he goes to give me a high five. He goes, "Heck yeah, mama, keep going." And I was like, this is what we need more of. in this journey. We need more seasoned vets, more women who are mentoring and coaching the younger ones. That's what the Bible talks about. We have an obligation to take the young ones by the hand and pull them up the summit and encourage them along the way and give them resources. Actually, there was an older woman. So here's one thing. I told the boys, I'm like, fill your bellies up with water. That's the best way to be hydrated. And of course, we're going to bring water up. Well, we brought enough water, I thought, and the boys were just guzzling and they weren't pacing. And I kept saying, guys, you have to pace. Like they were ahead of me most of the time. And then when we got closer to the top, like we were all pretty much pacing together. But this older woman heard me telling the boys, because Judah was like, we have a problem. We're about a quarter of the way down we've only got about a quarter of our water left. And we still have about halfway to go. And I'm like, you guys are just guzzling. Like, we have to pace. We have to take it step by step and realize the journey that we're in right now. And we should have been better prepared. I should have been better prepared. But this older woman stopped and she said, do you need more water? I said, yes, we do. Normally we'd be like, no, I'm good. I got this. I'm just going to starve. I'm just going to thirst. But I was like, yeah, we need water. We need help. And she stopped. She's like, I have plenty of water. So she gave us one of her water bottles and we were able to refill our water bottle. We made it to the top. And I thought, we don't have enough women today, seasoned women. And I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about women who have been there, done that, who are looking for ways to pour into the younger ones. And, as a business owner, I'm in a social selling network marketing model. So we're in a model of leadership, a model of mentorship, a model of building people. And I'm like so empowered right now to come back to our team and our tribe and say, guys, even more, I'm so resolute that we're going to build a tribe and a culture of women who are not just cheering each other along, but getting in the weeds and getting in the dirt and getting in the, kicked in the face too and saying, here, what supplies do you need? Keep going. Heck yeah, mama, keep going. And here's the thing about your self-talk. The problem wasn't that my body was tired. I knew going in that my body was going to be stretched today. But in earlier times, in my early days of coming up the incline, I wasn't mentally prepared. And so I let my mind talk me out of what my body was actually capable of doing, what my heart was actually capable of doing. I had the vision, I could see the top, and my mind let me believe that I wasn't capable, it wasn't worth it, that it was too hard. And so I want to encourage you today. First of all, you're in the battle of the mind. Your body and your heart were built for hard things. They were built to be challenged, to overcome, to conquer. But our mind is where the weakness lies. And the only way to strengthen the mind is to go up the incline. There's no shortcut to the top. There's no shortcut your goals. There's no reading enough books that are going to prepare you for the journey. I could have read about hiking the incline and I could have read about how it was going to feel and how it was going to make my body hurt for years. But until I actually take that step and I do the incline, I'm not going to actually grow. And so some of you guys are studying, you're playing the mental game, you're asking yourself if you're capable. Here's another thing too. Like I hear moms talking about this all the time. Like, oh, I could never homeschool my kids. I could never do that for my family. I could never start a business. And I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You are equipped with whatever you've envisioned. You can do it, and that's why I hire people to help me in my home. I hire tutors and people to help with the boys, but don't let your mind talk you out of what your heart was created to do, what your life and what God put in you to do. And I hear too many women talking, like not playing the mental game well enough. And then guess what? This is why young people die along the way. They don't make it. And if you talk to billionaires and leaders who have accomplished great things, they'll say one of the greatest travesties today are the young people who give up too soon. And it's because they aren't prepared for the journey. They aren't mentally prepared. They don't have the tools they need. But that's why we, the seasoned vets, the people who have been there, who are 10 years ahead, 1 year ahead, steps ahead, a mile ahead, 5 steps ahead, can take the young people by the hand, the newbies, And again, I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about who are the mamas that need you to breathe life into them? Who are the entrepreneurs that need you to breathe life into them? Who are the people in your churches, the people who are following you that need you to breathe life into them? And guess what? Just because you're a sage doesn't mean you don't need somebody to breathe life into you. I mean, I've done this incline and I said yes to help. I said, yes, I'll take that water. Thank you. We all need each other, and we all need to go into this game understanding that there's a process involved. And the process of pursuing vision, of going after the dream, is going to be hard, but it's worth it. And that is the thing that is going to build you the muscles to take on the next challenge. This incline is just the beginning. There's Pikes Peak, that's 13 miles. There's Everest. There's never going to be a challenge that isn't greater than the one that you just did. Beware of false summits. Beware of not having the tools, and beware of the mental game. Beware that your mind is going to try to talk you out of the thing that you had decided to do. I see this in our network marketing business. And this is where I talk about like ladies pulling the God card. Oh, at first it's like, God called me here. Oh, I love this. Oh, wait, it's hard. Oh, wait, God called me somewhere else. Okay, well, is God changing his mind, or did you just not have the mental toughness to make it? And I'm being real with our ladies here because I want to encourage you. And I'm not even talking about being here. Wherever God has planted you, wherever you have made a decision to plant yourself, endure hardship is discipline. Go through the process, because guess what? You're going to reap the benefits of the summit, and you're going to reap the rewards of getting to the top. You're going to reap the rewards, all the prizes that are waiting for you. Even along the way, the boys and I, like, how many times I looked up and the boys were ahead of me, and they were just step by step conquering and overcoming, and I was so proud of them. And then they would stop. At first, they were like way ahead of me. Never once was I like, wait for me. I was like, as hard as you guys want to push hard. I'm going to be behind you, just cheering you guys on. You don't have to wait for me. The only thing I ask is when we get about 20 steps to the top, we're going to do this together. Almost the whole way, they would wait for me and hold my hand and say, good job, mama. You're doing awesome. And I'd be like, good job, boys. You're doing awesome. I love you guys. I'm so proud. Let's just embrace this moment. Let's embrace the views. Let's embrace the air. Everything about this challenge, there's something to be positive about. And sure enough, we get to those last 30, I don't even remember how many steps it was. I didn't count. Maybe it was 60 steps. And put the water bottles in the sling. We held hands and we walked up the top, and I just had tears. And I'm like, we accomplished something together. And for all of you that are building teams, like, that's waiting for you. Go through the hard things, stick together. Mamas, you mamas of the faith, you mamas of the business, you mamas of the social selling industry, of the careers, whatever it is, whatever you're sage in, cheer on your girls, stay team, embody leadership, and continue to root for people. And maybe they're not even people that you know, but I'm ready to put a stake even deeper into the ground and build family, my own, immediate family, but my homestead team family, my network marketing girl family, my church family. Like, let's stick together. We cannot make it in this life alone. We cannot get to the summit alone. Now, could I have done this incline here alone? Sure. But I'm talking about the journey of life right now. Now, more than ever, we need to have community. We need to be in tribe. We need to be encouraging each other, and we need to be like-minded in the things that really matter and come into agreement in how we're going to do life together. I told the boys, I was like, the only thing I ask is we hold hands before we summit so we can do it together. We're living in very dark times right now. The Bible says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, for the days are evil. I think about that verse all the time. I'm like, how can we make the most of every opportunity? How can we just go all in life? And now more than ever, at 43 years old, with teenage boys and a 2-year-old and middle ones in between, I'm like, and and a tribe of women who are with me, and, a homestead team who are with me. I'm like, how can we even become more of a network, more of a community? Let's operate as a village. Everyone has a part to play. Everyone has something to contribute, and we need each other. And as this world gets darker, the Bible talks about how the love of most will grow cold. This is why we need to rely on Jesus. I'll tell you what, this last 3 years as an entrepreneur I have learned about what it means to surrender to the Lord and humble myself before Him, because I can't do it without Him. And I've learned that I can't do this without my team, without my entrepreneurs, without my girls, without my family. And I don't want to do it alone. So if you're a loner, I want you to start thinking about how you can build muscles and start pouring into others and start letting others pour into you. If you're a team builder, how can you drive that stake deeper into the ground and have a culture of togetherness and leadership and positivity and spurring each other on towards love and good deeds, and equipping each other with the tools necessary to grow. I love you guys. You have what it takes. Don't let your mind talk you out of what your heart and your body are able to do and what you're called to do. Stick together, equip each other, stay in the fire, and push yourself and let yourself reach the summit. And then when you're done with that, it's time for another challenge. It never ends. And the beauty of it is there's a prize in life, and there's a prize waiting for you in heaven. And let's keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. He has things so great in store for you. 1 Corinthians 2:9, no eye has seen and no ear has heard and no mind can imagine those things the Lord has in store for those who love Him. Love you all. See you more on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Hit subscribe or follow, and be sure to share this episode with a friend.